Can we just appreciate this top right now? Like, my OGs know where this is from. Jordan, she's not watching this video, but Jordan, massive well done on your collection because it is freaking insane. Bought myself a couple of pieces and I was very, very happy with the outcome. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. I am coming at you with a bare face today with just some brows on because we're doing something a little bit different. In today's video, we are going to be testing the 30-hour foundation by Maybelline. When I heard a foundation lasted for 30 whole hours, that's like... Let me just do some quick maths. That's like a day and a half, right? Like a whole day, like a whole day, like sleeping as well. That's crazy to me. I'm probably not going to sleep in the foundation because my skin can't really hack things like that. But I definitely will be coming back every couple of hours and just testing it and seeing if it has gone oily, shiny, if it's gone into my pores, if it's looking healthy. Definitely going to be doing that today because I'm so excited to try this. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like in the bottle. It is exactly the same as the 24-hour foundation, but they have just umped up the freaking hours of how long it stays on your face to 30. Mine is in the shade Warm Sun, and I thought I'd give this a go because I do like me being a little bit more darker than my skin tone lately. I don't know why, I feel like it makes me look a bit more healthier, a bit more glowier. I recently have been using quite light foundations and it just doesn't look good on my skin tone, right? So going for quite of a darker, tanny kind of foundation has been working a lot for me. So what I'm going to do is just pop this all over my face, and yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and prime my skin really quickly. I'm going to use the NYX Honey Do Me Up because this is my absolute favorite primer. It is absolutely amazing. It's £15. If you haven't got it already, already not talking. I would recommend you get it because it is an amazing formula. It basically goes on very stringy and like honey, as it says in the name, but then it blends out into like a water kind of jelly kind of texture. Is that the word? This is really, really good if you want your makeup to stay on all day. It really smooths out the foundation, helps it blend out fuller as well. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. So I'm just going to go ahead and prime my skin with this really quickly. Now, my skin has been behaving lately, but as of now, it is actually broken out a little bit here on my cheek is where I normally get my breakouts. But I thought, why not test the foundation where my skin isn't doing too well, do you know what I mean? To actually see if it can actually cover up these blemishes on my face. Okay, what I'm going to do now is quickly just blend this out with a stippling brush. I have been finding this being a really good technique for me because I don't like really using my fingers on my face because I don't really know where my fingers have been. I mean, I do, but then you touch other things, you wash your hands and you touch other things and you touch your face. Like, it's really not good for your skin. So I would advise using a brush just to blend out the primer because it's going to do exactly the same job as your fingers would do. Okay, so that is what the primer has done on my skin. You can tell that it's giving it a very nice glow. You can also see that it's giving it like a nice layer for the foundation to kind of sit on top of it. Okay, so now to go in with this bad boy right here. So I'm super excited to try this. I love Maybelline. I think their products are absolutely insane. So what I might do is just use a beauty blender on one side and then use a brush on the other side just to be fair on how the application goes and see what it looks like with both kind of tools on there. I mean, the colour is a little bit warm. Like I said, I have been going for more of a darker foundation lately just because I feel like it will just make me, in general, look a little bit more healthier. It is definitely covered up those blemishes. Obviously, you can still see them because they've raised to the surface. In the redness area, it has covered all of my redness. Can you see that? That's crazy. And that was just one pump on this side, and it is spread that it is spread that far, and I think that is help to the primer as well. That's what the primer does. It really helps the foundation spread along the face. I really don't want to get any foundation on this collar. Don't you hate that in school where you had like a really orange foundation and it got on your collar and you just look like such a chav? Like, I'm sorry you did. Okay guys, so that is kind of one layer on the other side with a beauty blender. Now this is my favorite beauty blender because it has this sharp edge right here. It's from Morphe and I really like it because you can get along the brows without kind of messing them upwards because obviously everyone knows that I do my brows first, and it is really good for getting like down there. Can you see that? Okay, yeah, so that is one layer on one side with a sponge. I am absolutely impressed with that foundation. I love the coverage of it. That was kind of like one pump and the coverage is insane. I love the color as well. It's giving me more of a warm kind of shade to my skin. And also it's kind of giving like a healthy glow as well. I don't know if you can see that, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I love the coverage, the glow, everything like that. So let's do the other side with a brush. So this is the NYX brush right here. It's just a very, very dense brush for foundation. You can see I've used it quite a lot because it looks disgusting. I'm going to go ahead and just use this on the other side to see how it applies. Okay, so the difference with a brush, I don't really like using a brush. I do sometimes, it depends on the foundation. But with the sponge, you can see that the application has gone on a lot smoother. With the brush, I don't know if you can see that, but it has gone on a little bit more patchy. I don't know, like it hasn't really covered this area right here. I do prefer a sponge when I am applying my foundation. Do you know what? With this foundation I'm noticing that it is becoming quite dry. Like as I put it on, you have to blend it out quite quickly because with the brush it's kind of like, can you see that? Like it's kind of sticking to my skin, which I think because it is such a full coverage and like long wear foundation, the formula has to be quite dry, not drying, but it has to be quite matte. Can you see that? It's quite demi matte, I think, of a finish. It's gonna have to be quite matte because if it's gonna stay on for that long, it has to cling onto your face, right? And not be kind of like hydrating where it can just slip and slide everywhere. So I think that's what they've done with the formula. I am enjoying that. So that is what the foundation looks like on both sides, one with a brush and the other side with a sponge. Obviously, I prefer the sponge side. I just feel like it goes on a lot more smoother. The brush side is good as well. It's not giving me enough coverage, if that makes sense, because the brush is kind of like leaving streaky marks on my face and not really giving it more of a smooth kind of blend on my face. But overall, foundation looks beautiful. It is giving my skin a beautiful finish, and also it looks like it's not going anywhere, and I haven't even powdered yet. So what I'm going to do now is probably just go off camera, just finish the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and we will do kind of like little checkups throughout the day and just see how this foundation can actually stay on. I am going to be using a fixing spray. This is the Lasting Fix Makeup Setting Spray, 16-hour wear. So it's kind of helping it, but obviously I just want to give it a little bit of a booster, so I will be using that. Just want a disclaimer in this video. I will be using some powder, but I'm not going to powder for the rest of the day. I'm going to see how it does on its own without kind of like little powder touch-ups. So guys, I will see you in a minute when I've got the rest of my face on. Okay guys, so we are back. I just did my whole face off camera. If you do want to know any of the products that I'm using on my skin today, I will put them down in the... I always say prescription. I always say prescriptions because I need a prescription. I will put them down in the description down below if you do want to know what I used on my face today. Okay. So this is what the foundation is looking like now. So that took around 25 minutes just to do my whole face. So it is looking unreal. I must say, as I was doing my makeup and I was looking in the mirror, I was like, this foundation is seriously just freaking fab. Like it is stayed on. It's not smudged anywhere either. When I was putting on the other products, like cream products, like my contour, it wasn't moving with the contour. Some foundations do that, where they don't really stay on the skin with other products. They kind of just mesh into one and just don't look very good. Beautifully blended into the other products that you can see here. The contour, it has just really gone into that really nicely. I've probably had it on for about an hour now that I've been filming. So the plan is I am actually going to keep this on my face for as long as I possibly can. I don't want to upset my skin too much because you guys know that I have got acne. I don't want to keep a foundation on it all night. Like that's just something that I just don't really want to do. What's the time? I have a watch. So it is 2:10. I'm thinking of keeping on all day, like until about 10 o'clock at night. Don't count me on that because I am quite lazy and I probably will forget and be like, oh my god, I want to take it off. But I'm going to try my best to keep it on. All right, guys. So I'm actually going to spray my face with some of this, which is the Maybelline Lasting Fix, just so you guys can see what I'm doing, that I'm not lying. I'm only going to spray this on once, so I'm going to give the foundation a fair chance. And I always do that. I always have to set my foundation. It's not something that I'm like, oh, I want it to win or I want it to last longer. I just set my foundation. It's just what everyone does, right? With that being said, I'm gonna go watch some Vampire Diaries or just do some other content. I will come back in about 3 hours. All right, guys, I will check in with you in 3 hours. Okay guys, so this has been on for a total of 4.5 hours and this is what it is looking like. It is looking a little bit oily, like we've got some oil around the nose area, which is where I always will build up with oil, and especially in the T-zone area right here is where it's getting a little bit oily as well. So that is what it is looking like on the skin after 4.5 hours. So you can see that the foundation is kind of staying intact. The only thing that has come off really is my lip gloss because I've been yamming on some Doritos. I went out, got a coffee. I would say it's looking pretty good for 4.5 hours. Let's see if it lasts 8 hours. That's my next stop. That's my next check-in on you guys. So when it will be 8 hours, that's when I will come and check in next. Obviously I got a little bit creasing underneath my eye, but that is completely normal. I haven't powdered at all, so some stuff is going to look a little bit creasy and everything like that. Around my brow area as well is getting a little bit oily. Overall, it is not too bad, guys. It has stayed in place. If I touch it, it just doesn't feel like I've got anything on my skin, like there's no transfer. Yeah, let's see what it's like after 8 hours. Right, This is 8 hours. 8 hours. Do you know what? Not bad. Foundation still on, however, oily AF, like literally like an oil slick right now. Talking about the actual foundation, right? It's very, very oily. Definitely in my T-zone now. When I did the 4-hour check, I was getting oily, but I wasn't as oily as this. I have been moving around a lot though. I've been doing a couple of TikTok. I don't know if it claims that it's sweat proof, because if it is, it's definitely not sweat proof. I mean, if I did like a full workout, it would just like completely melt off my face. Doing a few TikTok dances, this is what it's kind of done. So yeah, this is it after 8 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna go for the whole 16. That'd be like 11 p.m. I might stop there, guys. I might be annoying and just stop there because it's getting late and I don't really want to keep this on for much longer. However, the foundation itself is quite good. Like, it lasted a whole 8 hours. It does say 30 hours. In my opinion, I don't think it will last that much longer. Definitely not 30 hours, because 30 hours is like sleeping in it and stuff like that. It's like a whole day and a half. So in my opinion, I don't think it will last that long. However, the formula of it is very, very beautiful. It's given a really nice finish as well to the skin. It's kind of stayed on the skin as well. It's just got a little bit oily. There is nothing that powder couldn't fix. So it is a fixable solution, because powder could just get rid of this like straight away and the foundation still looks pretty good. The only thing is I am looking a little bit oily, but that's the only thing I would say after 8 hours. So this was a fun little video to do. I think this is a really good foundation. Do I think it lasts 30 hours? Probably not. I think it's got really good coverage. I love the 24-hour one, so this one looks like it's just a better improved formula. So that is what it is looking like. So if you do want a full coverage foundation that will last a total of 8-16 hours with powder, I think you would have to use powder with this, then go ahead and purchase the SuperStay foundation, because it's one of my absolute favorite foundations. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit up all of my socials as well. I did post some little sneak peeks on my Instagram stories of how the foundation was doing. I went out for a drive and just clocked in with you guys saying 4 hours and 8 hours and stuff like that. So make sure you're up to date on my Instagram, Twitter and TikTok as well. I did some fun little TikToks in there while wearing this foundation. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.